Yes. Let's go. We have a new device.
We got a new little thing. I forget what these are called.
I mean, this is probably going to get cut out, but Bianca's mom got a pretty sick. We have
Why would this get cut out?
Because I cut out the clap at the beginning.
Oh,
remember?
yeah. The clap will get cut out, but this part.
We have the clacker. We have a new clacker like they have in the movies. I used to be obsessed with them.
Same.
Yeah.
I told my mom, I go, if you would have got me that as a kid, I would have loved it. Because I loved like movie making and stuff.
But she has a brain, and she knows that you would clack that every day, and she would go crazy. I would never. It's like a dog. I would have it
as like a.
Yeah,
like
my
a
dog's got a new
decor.
bark box. It's disgusting how many toys they have. It's
so
absurd.
Many.
We have a bin the size of California with freaking toys, and then I hate it when Bing brings. He likes to wake us up with squeaky toys.
His toy, my dog. Whenever Kellan comes to my house, he always brings him a toy, like to try to play with him, and he only ever does it. Like Kellan always comes over late at night when I'm off work, and he'll literally wake everyone in the house up because he'll just squeak this toy because he gets so excited to see Kellan, and it's so cute though.
He's the best, and I love seeing it on campus at Oregon State. All the service dogs.
I know.
Lots of dogs. Dodges. I say dodge.
Yeah,
I say dodge. But guys, we're back with another episode. We should do this, we'll do a little opening segment where it's just like, what's going on in Bianca's life? Like, Bianca, what's going on in your life right now?
I'm going to Mexico with Abby soon, so we're getting our tickets.
Wow. That hit me.
You didn't know that?
Interesting. Whoa.
You knew that.
No, really, I didn't know that.
Kellan, I told you we're going during winter break.
Okay. Moving on from that. Guys, the Warriors, we're getting back on the sports-related topic
He
now.
asked me what's going on in my life, and then I tell him, and he gives me no
We decided
input.
hit me with the stone. Hit me with the stone in the face.
Hit you?
Off guard.
As if you didn't know.
I didn't know you're going to a foreign country.
I've invited you. How would you say you don't know? Are you kidding?
Okay, it's whatever. But the Warriors
just said I'm gonna be
the
gone.
Warriors started last night, boys, and they're looking pretty solid. And right now, Chai, my sister's dog, is barking her brains out. But you probably can't even hear it. It's not that big of a deal. But the Warriors look so unbelievably good. I can't wait to start doing more NBA podcasts because
What was the final score last night?
it was like 115 to like 106 or something like that. I think. I don't know. Warriors.
I just knew they won, but I didn't know if it was by a lot.
Oh no, it was more than that. It was 121. Warriors final score. No, that's not right. Is it? Was it? We beat them 121-114 actually. That just goes to show I have zero memory.
Well, you didn't watch it because we were making dinner and stuff.
But I was like watching bits and pieces of it. They look so unbelievably good. Bielitsa is my new favorite player because he moves the ball around. He's like a baby Jokic. And
we say Baby Yoda.
It's like a baby Yoda. And then Jordan Poole, he's coming into his own. Thank God. Moses Moody, he's gonna be so good when we get Kuminga back. He's gonna add like a different dimension to our offense. Then we get Klay Thompson, one of the best shooters, because everybody's eyes are already on Steph. So when we add one of the second best shooter in NBA history back into our lineup, it's just gonna open up a lot of stuff for him. And then Draymond. NBA title contenders, baby. You guys are sleeping on them. We're almost, dude. Yeah. I just, when I'm by myself, I feel like I can tell you the truth of how I feel. But every time I talk about this with like Jonah or Shannon, I get shut down. They don't understand. Shut down. And I hope the Blazers lose tonight.
That's how it is when you're a loyal fan to another team.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and right now the Kings are currently beating the Trailblazers. The Kings are one of my favorite teams. They're a sleeper team, and yeah. But this is a
That's cool.
UFC podcast, boys.
Well, this is a everything podcast.
Everything podcast.
We don't discriminate.
But this last weekend, what did we say? Me and you literally said that this is going to be one of those.
Are people surprised we're back after our last fight? Episode?
I don't know. 16 people watched.
We're back. Oh. I'm just kidding.
No, but last week there were some moments in there where weren't on the same page, and Bianca didn't have her best day, but it is what it is. And also, lots of standouts from last week's card. And what did we say? It's going to be a little bit of a sleeper card. Not a lot of big names on here, but it ended up pulling through. There were some really great performances from a handful of people that I was insanely impressed with. For example,
let's hear them.
Danaa Batgerel from freaking Mongolia. This man,
Mongolian girl. Sorry. That's the first thing that came to my mind. That was the first
thing. Dude, I literally hate you.
It's in tears.
What is it? Riverfront? There's used to be.
I've never even been there.
Your new...
I've literally never even been there.
I used to hear on the radio all the time Mongolian Grill.
I know. I feel like I've heard of it.
Look tang.
At this tear. Zoom in on the tear.
Is your new mascara waterproof?
No.
Well, dude, this isn't good. People just tune in right now. Could you imagine the thumbnails just of you crying?
With mascara on my eyes. No, I'm pretty good about not having my mascara.
You're not an ugly crier.
Yeah, it goes away in like 2 seconds and it looks like I'd never cried.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's a skill.
Danaa Batgerel has... I think he has concrete in his hands because Brandon Davis, every single shot that Danaa Batgerel threw rocked his world. And just guys, I want you to guess if you didn't watch the fights, what weight class is he? Oh yeah, he's a 135er. So just add that shit to the mix. Add him to the mix. I mean, he's an absolute stud. And I told you guys during our podcast that I'm excited to watch him fight. Mm-hmm. Remember, you remember because I pointed him out.
You remember.
And who else had a really... Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts. Why have I never seen this guy fight before? Ramazan Ameev is an absolute tank of a human being. He's so good at boxing, so good on the ground. Like he's such a well-rounded guy. I felt for Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts when he was in there because there was some tough some tough moments in there where he had to pull through because Ramazan just seemed unstoppable, like in the clinch and stuff. Like Ramazan was hitting him with tough shots, but Danny Roberts coming back from like shoulder reconstruction looked fantastic and even managed to like get his own. I don't know. Sometimes what? You were playing with a nail.
I thought it was a bobby pin and it stabbed my foot. It stabbed my toe. I thought it was a bobby pin. I was like, holding it in my toes.
How do you think that this texture's a bobby pin?
Because I just felt metal.
You're psycho.
You know I
Look
am.
at this.
Like,
what did this come from?
Feet. I don't know.
This come from the table?
It might just fall apart on those.
This table.
No, it's probably from this chair or something.
No, that's already loose. This table's loose. 100% loose. Real loose.
We gotta tighten that up.
Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts. So this is an unorthodox kind of episode. If you guys have never watched UFC All Gear No Game before, this is what you're in for.
So my toe's bleeding. I'm just kidding.
So I'm leaking out right now. Danny, he just showed so much heart, and Ramazan Ameev, he is so unbelievably talented. Every skill set in mixed martial arts has to offer, but Danny came away with the W. It was a close fight. I thought Ramazan, it wouldn't have been a complete robber if Ramazan got the fight. That's why a judge gave it to him. And then Andrew Sanchez versus Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva had like a winning streak on the line against Andrew Sanchez. Andrew was just obliterating him. He was taking him down whenever he wanted to. Had like a half dozen takedowns at one point in the fight, but Andrew got tired, and Bruno Silva got to keep his winning streak, which is great. Nate Landwehr and Ludovic Klein had a great fight, but here's Manon Fiorot, Mayra Bueno Silva. She was fighting like a Diaz brother out there. She was so good. She was taunting a little bit, but she just wasn't really getting her shots in. And Manon Fiorot showed why she is a top contender for Valentina Shevchenko. Like, she was throwing her freaking front kicks. Oh baby, just put Mayra on her booty one time, and then Manon, she was just throwing like 1-2s. Like, it was kind of the same combo over and over again, but some of the times it did break Mayra's guard and it cracked her a little bit. But Mayra did a good job of kind of just knowing what Manon was going to throw. But no matter what, Mayra had to offer. Like, Manon countered it. Like, there was no chance that Mayra was going to win this fight. Manon was in complete control from the start of the first round to the end of the third round. So yes, sir. Mayra is so tough though. Jim Miller, super happy he got a dub. Carlos Felipe did really good against Andrei Arlovski. Andrei Arlovski still has so much left in the tank. Like, his chin is still fantastic. He has really good stand up. Like, he's a hard guy to hit. But Carlos Felipe, he kind of seemed a little bit nervous at the beginning. But as the fight kind of dragged on, it just goes to show Carlos Felipe's gas tank. If he stays in a fight, he gets more and more dangerous because he has really good cardio as a heavyweight, and Andre was kind of fading. Even though Carlos was getting tired, but I think he still had more in the tank than Arlovski, and that's what kind of made the fight closer than it seemed, because Andre, he I think he won the first round pretty clearly, and then Carlos came back because Andre started slowing down, and Carlos was throwing fight enders the entire time. And he actually, what kind of surprised me, he was winging some of his punches, which was surprising to me because he usually stays like really tight and clean. But besides that, he's still a great striker, and I thought it was a really close fight. I thought it wouldn't have been too crazy of a thought if Carlos got the dub, but Andre, he's fantastic. And then highlight of the day of last weekend, Norma Dumont. I did not realize how good of a striker she is. Her jab is one of the, and her just overall stand up and her stance, super like athletic karate style stance, and her how she fires her jab is really impressive. Like compared to guys and girls, just can like taking all that away, like high level stuff because Aspen had no answer for her. She only had a little bit of success in either the third or fourth round, but besides that, Norma was complete domination the entire fight. So I was really impressed with Norma Dumont. She's a legit player at 145 pounds. Like that's a decent contender in my opinion against Amanda. No one's going to beat Amanda Nunes, but in terms of legit contenders, Norma Dumont is an insane martial artist. She's really good. Even on the ground, fantastic. But that card ended up.
I don't have anything to say because
performing.
I didn't see this card.
Yeah.
But I will take your
Danaa
word for it.
Batgerel is a stud. Mongolia.
Mongolian.
I can't. I hate you so much. But yeah, that was fantastic. Even Carnelosi, the first fight was really good. The first fight of the day. Yeah, all I know is I'm super pumped for the free pay-per-view that's coming up.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Baka.
Is it this Saturday or next Saturday?
It's the 30th.
Okay, so next Saturday.
We discussed this. You know it's right.
Huh? You told me Saturday. You didn't say which.
Yeah, you know it's which because you said you're gonna have a Halloween party, and then on
you're right.
Saturday,
you're right.
And I'm gonna be home by myself. God, it's absolutely stacked to the brim with fights. Like we're gonna be getting.
You looked disappointed, right? I was like, oh no. What?
We're gonna be getting. Wait, why is it doing this? I pulled up Jan Blachowicz for Glover Teixeira and it gave me the Volkanovski card.
Yeah, what?
Get the hell out of here with that. No, it's UFC 267. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Petr Yan's going to be fighting Corey Sandhagen for the interim title. But you know what? This is good. This is a good thing because Corey Sandhagen won his fight versus TJ Dillashaw. We were discussing this in the car. TJ Dillashaw lost to Corey Sandhagen, so it's only right that Corey gets his shot. And if Corey beats Petr Yan, he's the best bantamweight in the world. There's a problem. There's a problem there. Jan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira. Couldn't tell you he's going to win that fight. Islam Makhachev versus Dan Hooker.
I think Jan.
You think Jan's going to beat Sandhagen?
No.
You think Islam's going to beat Dan Hooker? What?
Jan is.
Jan Blachowicz. We got a lot of Jans here. We've got Jan and Jan.
Oh, really? There's two?
Jan Blachowicz and Petr Yan.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we got some new fights coming up too. You know what I'm saying? New fights. New fighting. Speaking, let's get in. Let's put UFC 267 away. Let's get into some stuff right now regarding the upcoming card between Marvin Vettori and
that's this Saturday.
Paulo Costa.
This Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday. What do you think? I go on Instagram, right? And I see MMA. Well, I just see it's the Mac Life posted the video, and it's John Morgan doing an interview with Paulo Costa. And Paulo's talking about how he's 211 pounds, and he's like,
he's like,
we're gonna have to find a catch weight, bro, because I'm not gonna be able to make 185 pounds. He's saying this the Wednesday before his fight that he's gonna have to find
a catch weight that
like
they have to
he's not gonna be able to cut down to 185.
Yeah.
He's basically saying.
But why did he take that fight then, or why is he in that weight class?
I think he must have an injury, but it's just completely insane to me.
That's so overweight. Like
isn't that
so? Is it
crazy,
catch weight
though?
where they like agree on a weight?
They might agree. I'm assuming they're gonna go 195.
That would be best. So
because
he's
Marvin's
at what?
He's at like 211 pounds. Because Marvin, Apollo's a big guy, but Marvin, he wants his. I completely understand what he's saying, but it's right here. How Apollo Costa is talking about how I am just physically not going to be able to make 185 pounds, but I'm here, so we're gonna have to agree on something. And good thing his opponent is Marvin Vettori, because Marvin Vettori is a gamer. He's gonna fight everybody, but I do agree with him that you have to suffer a little bit. Everybody has to go through a little bit of a weight cut. 100%. So I'm assuming that Paulo has to at least he has an injury. He has to have an injury.
Or that's the only
you
good
should
excuse.
Get cut from the UFC if you're a headliner.
Over 20 pounds overweight.
This is a dude that fought against. He can. That's frustrating because we know he can make 185 pounds. It's just he doesn't want to right now.
Well, unless he's in an injury, so we don't know exactly.
But I would be really frustrated if I was Marvin Vettori. But if it was any other Loki, I feel like some fighters would back out of this fight against a heavy Paulo Costa. But I'm saying
maybe he did that on purpose, knowing that Marvin Vettori wouldn't back out.
Maybe, dude. I honestly, that could be a thing. If we get a fight here, if I'm Marvin Vettori, if I was at the press conference, I would have asked him, how far are you willing to cut or get light? Like, because if you stay heavy, or
ask him how far and then lower it by another 5 pounds,
something like, because
that's not fair. He can't just choose.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if you cut down or something, you go into the fight lighter and Paulo Costa's heavier, Paul's gonna gas out. So would you risk giving up the weight in order to see if he gasses out, or would you try to match him so you have strength? But either way, Vettori's not much weaker than
I was going to say, if I were Marvin Vettori, no matter, even if he knows that his opponent's overweight, I would stay where he's at because his stamina is probably better. And since he's already been training at that, gaining weight isn't really going to do much, but he's going to throw harder. Yeah. Like, it won't really make a huge difference.
Paulo, he's going to have, like, it's going to be that Rodolfo Vieira versus Anthony Hernandez fight where Paulo might have success early, but he's going to have five minutes of fight in him. 5 to 8 minutes of fight. But after that, he's going to be gassed out. And Marvin, even though he does tend to get tired if he utilizes his wrestling, he's going to still push through it because he just has, like, a warrior's mindset. Like, if Marvin Vettori gets in a rock and a hard place, I trust him more than Apollo Costa to prevail.
Yeah, because that's gonna be a good fight though.
It is, because both of these guys have big time personalities. It's insane. And then Paulo talking about his wine and stuff, how he was saying that before the Adesanya fight he couldn't go to sleep or something, and so he kept drinking wine, and so he was hungover the day before the fight or something. So that's why he's blaming his loss on that. Like, he's like, it's so like, the people in the comments section, when he was explaining that he's not going to make 185 pounds, are talking about how he needs to lay off the wine. And he got like a hair transplant or something. And they're like, man, his hair's weighing him down. People in the comment section are brutal, dude.
Okay, so obviously he's Italian.
Paulo's from Brazil.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like an Italian joke because the wine, No. But Vettori is Italian, right? Yeah. Okay.
The Italian dream. Italian style. So let's go through this card. It's a good one. I genuinely think this is going to perform. I have no idea why I did that.
Your nostrils.
Hey, you set the tone for this.
I'm so sorry.
You set the tone for this when you said Mongolian grill.
He said.
That's what Danaa Batgetti's, his nickname should be, the Mongolian grill, because he grills people and eats them up for dinner.
Oh, I was saying that girl should be called the Mongolian grill. Is her nickname.
Who? The girl?
Who was it? The girl's name, or the person who is Mongol? Oh, she's from Mongolia. He. Who?
Danaa Batgetti is from Mongolia.
I thought that was a girl.
Huh? No, Danaa is a guy.
Danaa?
Danaa. Danaa or something. He's a guy.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
I mean, he's a man. But now I don't know. I'm not assuming anything.
Well, no, yeah. Okay. But I get
Hey, we got to do that in today's society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so when you laugh like that, your nostrils went.
What are you going to make fun of me now? We're making fun now.
I loved it. We need an instant replay.
This?
Replay. Zoom the nostrils. his like literal centimeter nostril. Like when he has a cold, you can't breathe at all, huh?
No, I'm a complete mouth breather.
You get like a small cold and you can't breathe. His nose is so small.
It's mouth breather time at that point.
I hate when you get a cold and you can't breathe out of your nose. It gives me so much anxiety.
I know. I hate the feeling of you're just doing something and every 5 minutes you have to go get a tissue because you can't control the snot like leaking out of your nose.
Yeah. That I've only had that happen to me like twice. And I remember keeping like a pack of tissues in my pocket with me all times. And then now it's kind of nice because if that happens on accident and you're wearing a mask, no one ever knows.
No.
But I haven't had a cold in so long. Knock on wood.
I get a little bit sick. Like I'll get a sore throat or something. I'll get a sore throat or something. But besides that, no.
Yeah, I'll get like a little bit of a sore throat or like a slight headache, but never really any like nasal stuff.
Do you want to get into this?
Do I?
Boy, do I.
My favorite.
Okay. I have one fight that I'm going to go a little bit in depth on. We're going to keep this at 3-4 minute preview, maybe even less. But our boy, Jonathan Martinez, has finally got a fight. I made a video excited for the Nathaniel Wood fight. That fell through. And then he had another fight versus, let me pull this up, Marcelo Rojo, who's a great fighter. That fell through. Then he was scheduled to fight Aaron Phillips. That fight fell through. But you know who comes in to save the day? Who would come in to save the day? Who else than a Georgian warrior, Zviad Lazishvili? Am I saying that right?
Georgian segment?
Zviad. Georgian segment time. It was beautiful.
Starting at 22:08.
When I got this alert on my phone, couldn't have been more excited because when Zviad Lazishvili was supposed to fight Jack Shore, but then that pulled out, and then Jack Shore had to fight our boy Ludwig Sholinian from The Ultimate Fighter, and I did a bunch of research on him because I was really interested in him because he's undefeated. He's 12-0 right now, and he is. I mean, it's Marab. It's another Marab. And guess what weight class this is? Oh, yeah. You better believe.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what weight class it is?
Oh, yeah.
Guess what weight class?
I'm going to go with...
What's the best weight class in the UFC?
135.
Oh, ring dong dinger.
I got it?
Yeah.
I know
I mean, if you didn't get it, I would have been pretty disappointed. Okay. Considering... But Jonathan Martinez... Let's get back to him. Cleanest striking in the UFC. His fight with Nathaniel Wood would have been probably a fight of the night contender. His front kicks, clean. His fight against David Grant, he had David Grant basically out cold in the first round. Came back. What's up?
Can you pass me the water?
Oh yeah, it's pretty much empty actually. There's a little droplet in there for you. And but this is what I'm thinking in this fight. So I watched Lazishvili's his fight against Huber and Steele, and there wasn't much about the Ricky Steele fight because he annihilated him, took him to the ground, took his back. In the Josh Huber fight, you got to see a little bit of stand up. He's really good. He has good boxing, but he also his ability to change levels is fantastic. So I'm just really interested. This is, guys, I'm gonna hit you with a real freaking humdinger right now. I mean, just absolute knowledge out the wazoo. If this fight stays on the outside, Jonathan Martinez wins this handily. If it gets to the ground, Jonathan's good on the ground because he's so long and he can use his limbs. Like that's really advantageous when it comes to like scrambling, but and even submissions. But this guy has Superman strength. It's just a different kind of breed of human being, and I'm just super pumped for this. This is going to be for sure fight of the night. Just to give you the fact that this is going to be Zviad Lazishvili, or however you say it. This is going to be his UFC debut. So you bet, and he was the LFA champ. That his fight against Ricky Steele, he got the LFA bantamweight championship. So he's going to be looking to crack his way in. And if you make a statement in your opening fight, and you have his talent level, I wouldn't be surprised to see him fight some upper tier guys quicker than a lot of, because you'll see a guy like Jonathan Martinez is really good and he's fought and beat some great guys, but he has he hasn't really had that opportunity to fight an upper level guy. I mean, his last loss to Davey Grant was impressive because Davey Grant just lost to Chito Vera, and Chito Vera is right there in terms of really good bantamweights. But Zviat, I think he has the skill set to be like a Merab Dvalishvili, just an absolute buzzsaw in the division. And I'm just really pumped to see it because Jonathan Martinez by far has some of the best striking in the UFC, and he's a legitimate top striker in the bantamweight division, probably top 10. And Lazishvili I was so impressed with watching his film because there's not a lot of dudes who I'll seriously look you up. Like if you're in the UFC, I'll watch you. But I'm not going to go back and watch YouTube highlights on you. But I had to for him. But I was genuinely excited because I wanted to compare him to what he looked like. Because some of the other guys, Kaskiga is a complete striker, even though he's good on the ground. And Merab is a well-rounded guy. And Lazishvili definitely resembles Merab. So I'm super pumped. And this is the kick off the card. So it's going to set an absolute tone. And yeah, if this fight stays on the outside, I see Jonathan having a pretty easy time. But there's just zero doubt in my mind that the Georgian man will get on the inside and get this fight to the ground and potentially get a submission. I don't know what his nickname is. He doesn't have a nickname, but we'll figure that crap out real quickly. We'll personally come up with one and DM him. But yeah, that's it. Then next fight. That was a pretty good Georgian fighter segment right there. Yeah. Let's go. And then
are we talking about every single person?
No. But there are guys I want. This fight is this card is money. There's guys that are
so
beasts.
I just looked at my canvas really fast and realized that I forgot to turn in an assignment or do an assignment.
Oh, we're gonna be done here in like 15 minutes.
No, not saying that's an issue, but I just really am mad at myself right now. But I'm so lucky that something you said made me think about it.
What was it?
I don't know. And I just checked my canvas really fast, and I have a 60-point math assignment due, but I already have it done, like the work of it. I just need to copy it down and take a picture of it.
Okay, you're good. Yeah, I just basically have to do a couple things too, so we're fine.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we're good. Then Lavinia Souza versus Ronda Marcos. I think this is going to be a good one. I remember Souza from when she fought Amanda Lemos. She was going to be fighting Nina Nunes, and one punch knockout power. On last episode, I said Amanda Lemos is one of the most exciting women fighters to watch in the UFC right now. But Souza is really good. She's going to be fighting Ronda Marcos. I'm going to have to go with Souza on this one. Ronda is tough, but I really liked what I saw from Lavinia, but because she ran into an absolute killer. Good. So yeah. Now we got Jeff Molina versus Daniel Lacerda, or Lacerda, or however you say it. I'm gonna go right now with Jeff Molina because I remember watching his Dana Contender Series fight. He's really good, like super tough. I'm gonna go with him on this one. Who do you? I want to see Lacerda. Holy shit, he's kind of good. Shoot,
I'm gonna go with him.
All right. You're going Daniel. Okay, then Kama Worthy versus Jai Herbert. This is gonna be a good one. Jai Herbert's kind of had a rough few times out there, but so has Kama Worthy. Kama Worthy, when he beat Devontae Smith, that was big time. Beat Luis Pena, that's big time. Lost to Otman Izatar and Jamie Marlarkey. No shame in that. You want to know why? Because those guys are some of the best lightweights in the world. Jai Herbert, he got knocked out by Francisco Trinaldo, and then he also just fought Hanato Moicano. I think, Hanato hurt him on the feet, I think, and then he ended up getting a submission. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting backs up against the wall for both these guys, but either way, if somebody loses, I don't think they're really in jeopardy of being out of the UFC, just given the fact that they fought such tough guys, but you never know. Then Jamie Pickett versus Steripoly. I'm going to go with Jamie Pickett on this one because I think Jordan Wright got him in his last. Yeah, Jordan Wright, cracked him in his last time out. Steripoly is good, but Jamie Pickett, he's just so strong and good, and he didn't really get to show much in his last fight because everything ended so quickly. But at the same time, Steripoly has fought Roman Dolidze, Tim Means, and Muslim Salikov. And Muslim Salikov, that's a freaking death row of guys. Tim Dirty Bird is no joke. His boxing is fantastic. Roman Dolidze, he's a Georgian. What do you expect? And then Muslim Salikov just beat Francisco Trinaldo in a banger of a fight. So, look at Muslim Salikov's picture. It looks like it's from the freaking 50s. That's how long he's been fighting, bro. Or I don't know if he's been fighting that. That's how old. Does that not look like he's from the 50s? It's literally black and white. He's 37. He's not that old.
Not old at all. That must have
Younger than
been
Jim Miller. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jamie Pickett on that one, even though Steripoly probably could get the dub. Tabitha Ritchie versus Maria Oliveira. Don't know, honestly. Mason Jones is gonna beat David Onama. Jun Young Park is gonna win. Ike Villanueva, I think he could get the dub, but this Nick Negumereano, it's all about sounding out stuff. It's all about sounding it out. He's 10-1.
Sounding it out. Dang,
he beat
cool.
Alexei Kamer. Kamer is a good fighter. So, and Ike Villanueva he's got one punch knockout power. We saw that in the Vinicius when he beat Vinicius Mejera. That was a good one. But he lost to Marky Pragneo, but Pragneo is actually not that bad. He beat Khalil Roundtree, even though I don't know how he got the decision on that. Now, getting to the main juice. Alex Caceres versus Sungwoo Choi. Juice. I think that Alex Caceres is a fantastic fighter, but Sungwoo Choi is a great fighter. And I think that Sungwoo Choi is going to get the dub here via KO. But Alex Caceres, he's kind because Sungwoo Choi, he's on a 3-fight win streak, beat Julian Erosa, Yusuf Salal, those are great guys, and they beat Suman Mokhtarian. But Alex Caceres, everybody's thinking of him as a gatekeeper. You know what? No, he's not. He's on a 4-fight win streak now. He beat Steven Peterson, Chase Hooper. That was kind of the beginning of it. People were like, "Oh, let's see what Chase Hooper can do," but Alex Caceres stopped that real quick. He beat Austin Springer, then Kevin Kroom. That was going to be a good fight because Kevin Kroom was coming off that crazy win over, and then that ended up being a no decision over Roosevelt Roberts, which was a big upset. And then he got the dub there, and then now they sign him up with Sungwoo Choi. So it's gonna be crazy. I mean, if Alex Caceres if Bruce Leroy can make it a 5-fight win streak at 33 years old, I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah.
But I just think Sungwoo Choi is a force to be reckoned with, and I would not want to mess with him at all. Yeah, and that's that, my guys.
That's that.
Then moving on to Jessica Rose Clark versus Jocelyn Edwards. You better believe my eyes are going to be on this fight. Jessica Rose Clark, great fighter, tatted up. Jocelyn Edwards is... I actually left Jocelyn Edwards off of my list of best fighters to watch. She's so long. Loki reminds me of Leon Edwards a little bit. I mean, it's probably the last name. But she's so long. She lost to Carol Rosen her last time out. She's good on the ground, and she's good on the feet. What more can you want?
What more can you want?
But I really like watching her fight. She's only 26. La Pantera. Jocelyn Edwards is a woman fighter to definitely be looking out for. Super long, super good, and at bantamweight we need more contenders. Grant Dawson versus Ricky Glenn. Don't know much about Ricky Glenn, but I have seen Grant Dawson fight. He's an absolute stud. Don't be looking for him to get a dub here. He's beat Leonardo Santos, and Leonardo Santos had a fight, and he's also beat Derek Minner, who's really good, and Julian Erosa. But Leonardo Santos, he's trying to get that fight with Alexander Hernandez, and Grant Dawson also had a fight fallout with Diego Ferreira, was in the top 5, top 10 of the UFC lightweight division for a long time. So Grant Dawson, this is big time. This is a big step up for him. And then getting to the main event, Wine Boy versus Wine Boy. I mean, we got a Wine Boy versus an Italian. And I'm looking for Marvin Vettori. I think he's more focused. He's more disciplined. He has, like he's been talking about. Yeah, he doesn't come in 200 like
how many technically how many is that overweight? If they're 185, they're fighting at 185.
Yeah, you can weigh in at 186.
And how much did he say he weighed currently?
211.
So that's
lots of pounds overweight.
That's like 15, 20, 25.
It's like 30-ish pounds overweight. Yeah, because it's 15.
No, yeah, 80. It's way more than 15. 211 minus 185. He's 26 pounds overweight.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
That's insane.
Guys have made worse cuts, though. That's what I'm saying.
Dang.
Guys have made worse cuts.
So he's just not going to... Is he still going to have like a penalty, like charge? You know how they get a certain percentage?
I don't know. It all depends on if they settle on a catch weight.
Catch weight? And he makes that catch weight, though. because
dude, if you don't make the catch weight, I'm cutting your ass and you to Bellator. Big
True
time.
that.
Okay, also, have you guys seen the interview with Dylan Dennis and Ariel Helwani? I don't know what it is, but he's kind of right. Dylan Dennis is kind of right when he says, what's more exciting in the UFC than him? And Ariel laughs at it, but whenever there's a Dylan Dennis interview, I'm watching it every single time. There's few guys, and also that Brett Okamoto one with Colby Covington. You got to watch that. There's some guys that you just like. They're so interesting to watch and hear them talk and how they just make sense of stuff in their brain. Because there was one point when Ariel was talking to Dylan about. He says, some of you have probably seen it, but he was saying, he's talking about Francis Ngannou and said, I would still do it. I would still fight him. And Ariel laughed so hard when he said that. Dylan Dennis would get killed by Francis Ngannou. Obviously, the fact that you have that much of a screw loose to say I would do it, he's capping low key, but at the same time, I don't know if he is. He's crazy. He's a crazy man.
But like, I don't feel like he fights very often for as many
people
since
2019.
Out.
He just had 2 knee surgeries though. His first knee surgery
That's
failed.
why he's sitting on his ass calling people out though, because he knows he can't fight yet.
Mm-hmm. But he's
once
big
he
money. He's hilarious. I like Dylan Dennis. Apparently he told the whole story of how he got arrested and stuff. Did you see how he got arrested?
No.
He got arrested and people were making fun of him that like a random cop, or not a cop, a security guard or something just pinned him on the ground. But he didn't have his crutches on him, and he was in a brace, like a boot. I feel like I'm saying like a lot. Sorry.
Why would he also be trying to fight a security guard? Like
he wasn't.
Exactly.
The people at this sketchy club were
it was like
messing with him.
Oh.
And he apparently they were poking on his forehead and like trying to get him to fight. So he was his friend's wedding. It was they wanted to go meet some family members that were near them. So they went to this bar and he told the whole story. I can show you, but
that's so interesting.
These guys seemed like total scumbags. Were just trying to get him to fight. And this guy, if you tried to mess with Dylan Dennis healthy, he would have killed all 5 of you, whoever who you were with. It doesn't matter. But yeah, those guys just go to show how stupid they are for trying to fight a dude that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many people that DM UFC fighters and guys that make them mad, like Colby Covington, or it's insane to me how many people will DM you saying that just so many expletives, wishing so much ill will on somebody just because they talk crap on social media. They're professional athletes and they have an insane platform. In order for them to make a bunch of money, they have to get interest from the fans. So they're doing what they have to do, but some of these people take it so personally, and it's insane to me that you would actually take that. The fact that you would even take that to heart, but also put that into if you see him and you try to get in his face and stuff, that's insane to me.
Yeah,
because he's just a normal dude. Like, I would understand if it was somebody that's a genuinely bad person.
That's kind of also what comes though when you talk mad shit.
But why does that make people so mad?
But like,
if you saw him in the street, he would kill you. So what are you gonna do about it? But the fact that so many people think they're so tough and want to test themselves against it's just. Some of the DMs that he puts on his Instagram story are so stupid. Some of these people are just so salty and they say these awful things, and it's just, why would you do that? Like, that's such a, I don't know, people are so interesting.
Yeah.
Social media is crazy. Absolute freak fest. But now, guys, we'll close it out. Yeah, we'll close it out really quickly with some fights that just got announced. So we got Joaquin Buckley versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan. That's going to be a banger. We'll talk about that one a little bit more in depth later. And Alexa Grasso got a fight. That's crazy. I've been looking forward to her fight. I want her. She's got some of the best boxing in the UFC. It's crazy that we just kind of manifested some of these people into getting fights, because we just talked about Alexa Grasso and how she's so exciting. But we're going to cut it off here, guys. We're at 40 minutes. Fantastic episode. Thank you so much for listening. And this upcoming week is going to be crazy. And we're approaching the end of the year, so I want to do rankings on some of the best fights we've seen.
We have to do like the overall, like we did last year with like favorite fight of the year.
Yes.
give the awards out.
Yeah.
It's the award ceremony.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you for
Peace out.
listening.
Yes. Later.